What's going on, guys? It's me, Dreamliner fan 2016 here, and today we have massive unboxing number 7 for you guys. I hope you guys are excited for today's video. Really excited to do this unboxing, and it's like, what, 2 days before Christmas? So why not do this massive unboxing right here? I know it's not on Christmas Day, unlike what happened on Massive Unboxing 1, but I decided to do this before Christmas because I'm going to be doing an airport update. So, we got 5 boxes right here. All these boxes come from Black Friday, and I'm just excited for these. I think there's going to be a lot of heavies, like international heavies that are going to be in this unboxing. While we have some, like, a few narrow bodies from the Americas. Really excited to get into this unboxing. Whew. I think I'm not, I mean, all my mass unboxings are cool and all, but Mass Unboxing 7 is another mass unboxing to add to my lineup. I'm just super excited to do this, and what are we waiting for? Let's get started with our first box. And let's begin this unboxing with our first box right here. This box comes from PandaFox Toys, and I think I'm making this as a tradition because every time I start a mass unboxing, I always start with PandaFox Toys. So it's kind of like, it has been like that ever since. So like I said, this box comes from PandaFox Toys, and I ordered this. This is like during their early Black Friday sale, and I'm kind of like a little nervous about this box because as you can see, yeah, I don't know what in God's name happened here, but I'm just praying to God that these models did came intact because I don't think the shipping handling wasn't great. Ooh, I'm kind of like a little nervous right now, but I'm just hoping these models come intact. Like I said, I know like there's a lot of holes, so I'm assuming, oh god, like when I first saw this, like, oh dear, like what on earth happened here? So I'm just, like I said, I'm just hoping that these models did came intact. If they do, then I'll be happy, but I'm just a little nervous. But PandaFox Toys, other than that, PandaFox Toys, they are a great manufacturer. Like, they are a great retailer. I did not meant to say manufacturer. I'm kind of like referring to the retailer. So let me just get this cut like so. And yeah, it's another long box. This features like a British Airways A350-1000, which I don't think they have those in stock anymore. Wait, no, it's the, oh no, I think they still have that second release A350-1000 in stock. But I was referring to like the first release. Maybe the first release is out of stock. So yeah. But we got all the flaps open up, and let me give you guys a bird's eye view on what models are gonna be out of this box. So let's do a bird's eye view. Alright, so now we're in a bird's eye view. Let's take out these models. So out of all these packing paper, we should have our first model, and I can see it right now. And it's this beauty right here. So this is the NG Models Lufthansa Airlines, or Lufthansa Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner. Really nice to have another Dreamliner into my collection and another Lufthansa model into my collection as well. Next up, I can see another model right there, but we have the Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 in the Colorado 1 livery in the hardtail. I've been wanting to have this model for quite a long time, and finally it's here in my collection, so really excited to have another state livery to my collection. Also, if I could try to like dig all the way from the very bottom, oh actually, hang on guys, if I can try, there we go. Okay, put this out. We have the Qatar Airways Boeing 777-300ER. This is the exact model that I ordered from Midwest. But thankfully, PandaFox Toys has one of these in stock, so I'll go over for that. I'll go over with those models later. And our final 2 models are 2 of the GeminiJets 1/400 scale Delta Airlines Airbus A220-100s. So here are those right there. So let me just put these aside, and here is the 5% discount code. Feeling a little Christmas spirity, something like that. But here's the code for you. This is Alpha 2 Echo Quebec Yankee Romeo, so this expires on January 28th of 2023, which is next year, so if we can get that in, I'll be proud. So yeah, I guess that is it for this long box, so we're gonna yank that box, and let's go over these, how many? 2, 4, 5 models from PandaFox, so let's do it. And here are all my 5 models from PandaFox Toys, and these are the first batch for today's unboxing. So I think what we're gonna start with first is we're gonna start with the Delta A220s, then we're gonna proceed to Colorado 1, and then we'll finish it off with the heavies. So let's get into that. And let's kick things off with our first models right here. These are the GeminiJets 1/400 scale Delta Airlines Airbus A220-100s in GeminiJets' November 2022 release set. Really excited to have my Delta A220s into my collection. I've been wanting to have one for like a while, and thankfully GeminiJets did a re-release of these models right here, so really nice to have them. So I think what we're gonna start off first is we're gonna start reviewing the first. We're gonna like review this box right here, so I'll unbox this later. So we got the GeminiJets logo right there, made for collectors by collectors. You got the CGI image of the aircraft right there. Airbus A220-100 Delta Airlines SkyTeam logo, 1/400 scale diecast collectible model aircraft. Typical GeminiJets generic boxes. You got the size right there, pretty much the same at this point. And there's your aircraft taking off right there, looking pretty nice. You got all these like cirrus clouds, if I were to guess. You got the as real as it gets speeches right there. They're highly debatable. You got the social media pages right there, and your 2022 copyright GeminiJets label right there. And the added number of this model is GJDAL2099. So really excited to have my Delta A220s into my collection once again, and they're gonna be nice for my Delta fleet. And here we go with the unboxing of the model. So we're gonna like open a flap as per usual. So let's take a look at her. Looking pretty nice right there, looking absolutely stellar. And here's the description of the aircraft right there, the Airbus A220 or the C series from Boeing. So you can pause that. And let's unbox this. So I'm really excited to see this. Hopefully it's in good condition. And there she is right there. So let me take out all these. And yeah, so looking pretty sharp right there. So of course, okay, the wings are good. Wings. Oh, owie. There we go. Well, I guess that horizontal stabilizer has seen better days, but overall, that's an easy fix. So we're gonna like fix that and take care of the rest. I got a couple of good news and bad news. The bad news is, as you guys saw in the last clip, the horizontal stabilizer, which is on the starboard side, did came loose, but the good news is, I did manage to glue it back together, and it looks good as new. So, once again, I'm really glad to have this Delta A220, and it's perfect for my Delta collection. So, let's get started with a review. So, you got your cockpit windows right there, looking pretty nice. And, of course, the nose shape of the aircraft, which does appear pointy. And here's the nose landing gear. Thankfully, it is metal, but the downside to that, it is too tall compared to, like, what the A220 has. But I would most likely rather prefer the Herpa mold. I'm not sure if I want to get that, but I do have this A220 with me. But even though it's like too tall, I mean, at least it's like it's metal and it's like that. But yeah, and yeah. So you got your, what are these? Oh yeah, sorry, kind of. But these are like the pitot seats. No, pitot seats. Yeah, pitot seats, and maybe these can be stack ports if I were to guess. And then you got the SkyTeam logo right there. You got your L1 boarding door looking pretty nice. Delta Airlines logo looking nice as well. You got your top antenna. Moving on to the middle side of the aircraft. Hang on, guys. There we go. So here is your engine right there. These are Pratt & Whitney PW1500G engines right there. Looking pretty nice. And it does appear like, I mean, some can be like rocket ship, but in this side it looks normal than what it is. But yeah, that's a good engine right there. And you got your emergency exit door right there. You got your blue winglet looking pretty nice. Also, this can be like first class if I were to guess. I think this could be first class right there. And then you got Delta Comfort right there. And over here, going from here, if I could try to look for that. There we go. From here to there, these are all main cabin economy seats. Now we move on to the wing details. So here's the leading edge with all the slats and the trailing edge with all the flaps. And you got your fairings and spoilers right there. And here's your emergency exit door indicator right there. Moving on to the very back side of the aircraft, there's your Wi-Fi dome right there and your bottom back antennas. Yes, there we go. You got your L2 your US flag, and the registration of the aircraft. This aircraft is registered November 103 Delta uniform. I did see this exact aircraft, however, I did not get like an actual picture of it. I just only got a video, and this is when I was like passing by Sacramento Airport, and I saw this aircraft taking off. I saw this exact aircraft taking off. This aircraft was heading to Seattle, and while it was a video, I'm so glad to actually see this aircraft nevertheless. So really nice. And here's your Delta upward and onward tail looking pretty nice, along with the ship number and your APU right there and your horizontal stabilizers. Now we move on to the starboard side of the aircraft. So pretty much the same, but you got your cargo door right there. And your cargo door, your back cargo door should be right there. Now let me give you guys a top view. So here's the top view of the aircraft, looking very nice. Here's the bottom view with your Delta logo on the belly right there, looking absolutely amazing. And there's your GeminiJets logo right there, looking very nice. Here's your main gear. Here's the front of the aircraft right there, which I would say like the nose gear does appear bent, which honestly that's another QC defect from GeminiJets right there, but what can I do? It is what it is. And here's your back side of the aircraft with your horizontal stabilizers, and there's that port horizontal, not this port, the starboard's horizontal stabilizer, which I gotta say I kind of like did a decent job on putting it back together. But regardless enough, I'm so happy to have a Delta A220 into my collection. I'm eager to get the Delta A220 300 from their December 2022 releases as well. So once again, really nice to have their A220 100, and it's perfect for my Delta fleet. And now let's unbox our second A220 from Delta Airlines. So hopefully this one does not come broken. I'm just hoping it doesn't, unlike the last one. Now let me see if I can try to find an opening. Oop. There is an opening right there. There we go. Kinda did a little bent on that flap right there, but once again, I'm just hoping this one doesn't come broken. So let's see and find out. So we're gonna like remove it right there. Check the wings. Wings are good. Wings are also good. What about the horizontal stabilizer? Horizontal. Ooh, kind of like heard some kind of like chipping noise, but overall this is still intact. The starboard horizontal stabilizer right there is intact, so I'll accept that. So that A220 does seem in good condition, and once again, really nice to have my two Delta A220s into my collection. And here are all my two Delta A220s looking absolutely amazing. As I said a couple of times, these are perfect for my Delta fleet, and I'm so fortunate enough to have them. Now let's move on to our next model. And here we go with our next model off the batch, and that is the NG Models 1/400 scale Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 in the Colorado 1 livery. Really excited to have another state livery added to my lineup, and this is a very exciting aircraft to add to my collection, and probably one of my favorite state liveries. I mean, like, it's added to one of my state liveries, my favorite state liveries of all. But this is a very exciting to have. All I'm saying is that this is a very exciting state livery model to have into my Southwest lineup. So let's get started with a box. So you got your Boeing 737-700 titles right there. You got the CGI image of the aircraft right there. Colorado 1 title, Southwest Airlines logo, NG Models logo, 1/400 scale diecast collectible models. And how about this nice box design? Looking pretty nice. So this is the first half of the box, of course, with a hardtail. If you were to get the Canyon blue tail, then it would have this like reverse thing, like the C and the Colorado state flag would be reversed, and yeah, just have all the Canyon blue stuff. But I decided to get the hardtail because, like, of course, I've only seen the hardtail, and that aircraft has since then been repainted to its hardtail ever since January 2022. So really nice for that. So you got your Boeing license product right there, and the aircraft registration November 230 Whiskey November, which is actually the 5,000th Boeing 737 aircraft ever produced. So that's what makes Colorado 1 special, and glad that Southwest actually like took delivery of this aircraft. And I did see this aircraft 2 times, one in April 2022 and one in August 2022. So they were all nice photos, but I think my best photos, I think my best photo would be the one from August, because like it was like a close shot of the aircraft. And overall, I really do like that photo. The April 2022 one, it was good, but I think it could be backlit because like the sun was hitting the aircraft, and I was looking at the starboard side of the aircraft, so therefore that photo was backlit, so I had to like add a lot of shadow to that. But overall, I like those shots, but like I said, I think the one from August 2022 was probably my favorite shot of all. So very nice. Here's the sides right there, looking pretty nice. Southwest logo, also looking nice. And you got all these like amazing detail right there. And here's the back side over there. Pretty much the same. NG logos right there. You got their social media pages, all that. And the item number is 77021. So yeah, I'm just excited to have this model into my collection, and I'm hoping this is gonna be, can't wait to see this. And there she is right there, looking absolutely sharp. And here's my August 2022 CRP from NG, looking pretty nice in their blue color. Now let me take her out of that cradle and take her out of that plastic. And hopefully this model does come intact. Really excited. Ooh, looking pretty nice. Okay, wings are good. Wings are good too. So all the wings are good. What about the horizontal stabilizers? And that is also good too. Man, take a look at this state livery. Wow, look at that. Looking pretty nice. And make sure we have all antennas, and they are in the bottom. So, wow, that is a beautiful model right there, ladies and gentlemen. Let me set down my tripod and take a look at that beauty right there. Wow, NG did a very fantastic job on this model, and I'm really fortunate enough to have it. And here's the NG model, Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 in the Colorado 1 livery in the hardtail and 1/400 scale. Once again, this is the perfect model to add to my collection, especially my Southwest collection, and really fortunate to have Colorado 1. So let's get started with the review. So you got your cockpit windows right there, looking very nice. And you got your nose shape of the aircraft, which looks fairly decent. You got the Colorado 1 tiles right there. Your pitot tubes and stack ports should be right there. Your nose gear door. You got your Southwest Heart logo right there, next to the L1 boarding door. You got the big C as part of the Colorado state flag. You got your bottom antenna right there, looking pretty nice. Moving on to the middle, and as always, Southwest is an all-economy airline, so you can spec all economies in every Southwest aircraft. You got your CFM 56 engines right there, looking very nice. You got your top antenna and your bottom two antennas looking very nice as well. You got your main gear and all that. I think I said this is the CFM 56. I think I may have said that, but if I did, yeah. You got your emergency exit door right there. Look at that, very nice. And there's the blended winglets right there, and your other blended winglet in the starboard side. Let's look at that wing detail. So here's the wing detail with your leading edge with the slats and the trailing edge with the flaps. And you got your spoilers right there, and speed brakes, and the emergency exits light indicators. And the fairings are painted in navy blue, which is a very nice attention to detail for the state livery, which looks pretty nice. Moving on to the very back of the aircraft, you got your Wi-Fi dome right there, your US flag, which is mounted on the dorsal fin, and the aircraft registration, which is November 230 Whiskey November, like I said. And then you got your L2 door right there, looking pretty nice, and the horizontal stabilizers right there, and the APU, and your Southwest Airlines tail, looking very nice and saturated, which, of course, that's NG models, because they like making their colors saturated, which looks very nice. Moving on to this side, on the starboard side, you got the cargo door right there. That's your first one, and the back cargo door should be right there if I could try to focus it. I mean, it can't be seen because like this side is all navy blue, but it should be somewhere right there. And now for a top view of the aircraft. So here's the top view right there, looking very nice. Here's the bottom view of the aircraft, also looking very nice as well, with all that amazing detail. Here's the front of the aircraft, of course, looking very stellar right there. And if I could try to put it at the very back, there's your backside, looking very nice with perfectly leveled horizontal stabilizers. Once again, AG Models did a very excellent job on this state livery from Southwest. It looks very amazing, and once again, so glad to have another state livery into my collection. So far, I have Maryland 1, Missouri 1, and now Colorado 1 has been added to my lineup. So, really nice, and don't forget Freedom 1 too, because that's also a special livery from Southwest. But overall, really nice to have Colorado 1 once again, and NG did a very awesome job with this model. Now let's move on to our third batch. Well, not third batch, our third model. And now we bring the heavies to this batch. We'll begin here with the Lufthansa Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner. Really excited to have this model into my collection, and another Dreamliner from a brand new airline. Man, this is pretty exciting right there. So, let me get my pencils. So here's the Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner's titles right there. You got the CGI image of the aircraft right there, Lufthansa logo, and Jamal's logo, and you got this amazing checker pattern. Now, if I were to have the Lufthansa A330-300, which is right beside me, it forms this, hang on, where is it? There we go. I'll take a look at that. It builds up this, it has this, very cool, interesting checkered pattern. Now, I'm assuming this can be like arrows, but you get what I mean. This, when you add this box into this box, it gives off this very nice artwork right there. It's like two artworks combined into one, makes it a much more better artwork. So, really nice right there. I really do love that. Anyways, now, as we continue on with the box, you got 1/400 scale die-cast collectible models, die-cast metal, your Boeing licensed product, and the aircraft registration, which is Delta Alpha Bravo Papa Alpha, which is the first Lufthansa Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner named after the city of Berlin. And I did get to see this absolute beauty at Painfield International, Painfield Airport, Boeing factory in this case. she was parked at like I think it's like a remote stand for like testing aircrafts with like the auxiliary power unit, if I were to guess. So we were just like sitting there in the remote stand, kind of like doing some more testings before it was delivered. But overall, really glad to actually catch this aircraft. And overall, it is a nice fleet for Lufthansa right there. So nice that Lufthansa has the Dreamliner right there. So you got the sides right there, pretty much. Well, technically everything is the same except for this top part, which is just all white. And here's the back side, pretty much the same thing. You got their NG logo and their social media pages, and the INN number is 55082. So I'm really excited to have another Dreamliner into my collection, like I said, and this is a perfect one for, yeah, it's a perfect one. Now if I can try, so there we go. Now that's a good opening right there. Now I can try to like take out the sides and make sure if I can try to take her out. And out she goes, and there she is. Wow, looking very pretty. And before that, I do have my June 2022 format CRP right here, so looking pretty nice. Now let me take her out. Take out all this plastic. Of course, I already take out the cradle. Now let me push her down from the very bottom. Come on, just wiggle it slightly. Yes, there she is. Wow. Now, of course, check the wings, and of course, and let's see if the horizontal stabilizers are intact. And they are. So wow, take a look at her right there. Man, Angie did a wonderful job on this model. And once again, I'm so fortunate to have a Lufthansa Dreamliner into my collection. Man, that is a beautiful model right there, folks. And here's the NG Models 1/400 scale Lufthansa Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner. What a pretty model this is from NG Models, and once again, I am just so fortunate enough to have this model. So let's get on with the review of this aircraft. So let's start off with the front. On the port side, you got your cockpit windows right there, looking very nice. You got the perfectly represented nose shape of the Boeing 787-9 on an NG mold. You got the outline of the radome right there, looking pretty nice. You got the static ports and the pitot tubes right there. You got the Lufthansa logo and your Star Alliance logo right there. And you got the nose gear and nose gear door, which consists of the letters Papa Alpha, which is part of the registration. You got the L1 boarding door right there. You got this like gold square, which is just part of Lufthansa's livery. You got the Lufthansa logo right there. You got the Boeing 787-9 tiles right there. And you got the aircraft's name, which is named after the German capital of Berlin, like I said. Moving on to like this side right here. So this is where business class would be. And there's your L2 boarding door right there. There's your top antenna and your Wi-Fi dome right there. Moving on to the middle side of the aircraft, you got your, if I were to guess, I think these can be operated by General Electric GEnx engines on the 787. If I'm wrong, then I would pop up a text on what the actual engines are, but if I'm correct, then there's none. So there's that. You got, I think this would be like, if I were to guess, I think this can be like premium economy, and then after this section right here, it's gonna be all economy. So I think that's my guess on which the seating arrangements on the 787 is. So there's that. There's the main gear right there. I forgot to like point it. There we go. Let's look at some wing details. So here's the wing right there. You got the leading edge with the slats, and the trailing edge with the flaps. And there's your fairings right there, along with your speed brake spoilers and all that. Looking very nice. Moving on to this side of the aircraft, which is close to the back, you got your L3 door right there. You got all the economy seats right there. Looking pretty nice. And you got the registration of the aircraft, of course, Delta Alpha Bravo Papa Alpha, which once again, the first Dreamliner in Lufthansa's fleet. And then you got the German flag right there and the European Union flag. And you got the L4 door, your back antennas, and then move on to the very back, you got the APU and the horizontal stabilizers, and the Lufthansa logo with the crane logo. Looking pretty nice. Now we move on to the starboard section of the aircraft. And there we go. So here's the starboard section, and here's the cargo door right there. That's your front cargo door, and the back cargo door, I think there could be, yeah, there's only one cargo door, but there's the back cargo door looking very nice. And now let me give you guys a top view of this beautiful aircraft. So here's the top view of the aircraft looking very nice, very detailed as well. Here's the bottom of the aircraft. You got your back antenna right there looking also sharp. There's your stand hole as well. There's the main gear, and there's your rat turbine door right there. If I could like pull it closer, there we go. Now moving on to the very front of the aircraft. So here's the front of the aircraft. Oop, that's a little close. There we go. Sorry if my hand is blocking the way. And here's the back of the aircraft with perfectly level horizontal stabilizers right there. So overall, NG models, this is the beautiful model you guys did in the June 2022 release set. And really fortunate enough to see this beautiful aircraft, the first Lufthansa Dreamliner, in May, while I was at Painfield in the Everett factory. So once again, really fortunate enough to have this, and great job NG models with this beautiful model. Now let's move on to our final model from this batch. And here's our final model from the PandaFox batch, and that is the NG models 1/400 scale Qatar Airways Boeing 777-300ER. Really excited to finally have a Qatar 777-300ER into my collection, and it's another new international airline to add to my fleet. And I've been wanting like a Qatar model for like a while, and I'm really fortunate to have this. Now, before we begin the review of the box, I do want to tell you guys a bit of a backstory with this model. So, as you saw my Midwest unboxing, the early Black Friday unboxing, I did order this model from Midwest. However, they did text me that, they messaged me that it was their last model and it was a defective model, so I decided to have that refunded, and therefore I did not get this model from Midwest. But thankfully, PandaFox did have this in their shelves, so I decided to opt for that model from them. So really nice to have this model once again, and it's a perfect model for my international lineup. Yeah. So let's get started with the box. So you got the Boeing 777-300ER tiles right there. You got the CGI image of the aircraft. You got various Qatar logos. I almost said Qantas, but this is not Qantas. That's in Australia. This is in Qatar. So there are the Qatar logos right there with the antelope. I forgot what the name of this, the name of the creature is. I'll put it on a text on what that creature is. So, because I seen that on the tail of the Qatar logo. So, yeah. Overall, I do like this box art right there. It looks pretty nice, and NG did a fantastic job on this. So you got the NG logo right there, 1/400 scale die-cast collectible models. You got the Qatar Airways logo right there, and the Boeing licensed product, and the registration, Alpha 7 Bravo Echo Delta. Moving on to the sides, these also look very nice too. Looking very sharp. And here's the back side of the box right there. Pretty much the same. NG logo, social media pages, Boeing licensed product, and the item number of this model is 73012. There we go. Alright, now let's get unboxing to this. I'm excited to have this model. I can't wait to see it, and I think it's also in that black cradle, like what I saw in that United 777. I think that's what they're going for this model. And there she is. Look at her right there. Ooh, I love the color. Love the color on this model. Now, if I could try... is my CRP stuck there? Nope. Well, there it is. So here's my August 2022 CRP from NG. And let's take her out. Wow. Come out there. I think this black cradle is kind of gonna be common under 777 molds, if I were to guess. Because I seen this under United 333. So I think they're gonna be sticking with this. Now, let me see if I can try getting her out from the tail. Come on. There we go. Wow. Holy crap. Okay, the wings are good. This wing is good. Horizontal stabilizers. And that's good. Wow. Holy. Look at this. Wow. Woo. That is a beautiful model right there. Whoa. Man. That is beautiful. Wow. There she is. Wow, take a look at that model, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. AS Aviation, I think you're gonna be proud of this, because this one's for you. And there she is, the NG Models 1/400 scale Qatar Airways Boeing 777-300ER. Man, what a fantastic job by NG. This is beautiful, and this really exceeded my expectations on what this model is gonna look like. And wow, take a look at that. Really nice. So of course, let's start with the port side on this side right here. So you got the cockpit windows right there, and you got some name. I'm not sure how I can say that name. Well, I'll leave a text on what the name of this aircraft is. So there's that. And you got the nose shape of the aircraft looking pretty nice. You got the L1 boarding door, your One World logo right there. You got the nose gear door right there, and the nose gear. This is part of the registration, the Echo Delta. That's part of the registration. Moving on to this side. You got the Qatar logo, the big Qatar billboard tiles right there. You got your Wi-Fi dome, your first Wi-Fi dome, and your top antenna right there. And over here, this is where like the Q suite. Yeah, it's Q suite. The business class should be. That's the layout from here to there. And they are known for having the world's best business class for any airline. And Qatar Airways managed to like have this beautiful layout. I'm eager to try Qatar Airways. I'm not like a rich passenger, but hopefully I can try Qatar Airways in the future. I heard they are a great airline, and hopefully I can try them one day. Moving on to the middle, so this is where all the economy runs down. It runs down to the very end. So this is the middle side. You got your main gear right there. I can try to there it is. And you got your GE90 engine right there with the Qatar logo right there. Looking pretty nice. And let's see that wing detail. Oh, before that, you got your emergency exit right there. Now for the wing detail. So here's the wing detail right there. You got your slats and flaps and your speed brakes and fairings. And here's the emergency exit indicator right there. That's where the slide indicators are. Alright, so now we move on to this side right here. So you got your LC door right there. Looking pretty nice. Your bottom antenna, which is right there. Your second Wi-Fi dome right there. And your back antennas as well. If I can try to with that, there we go. So that's your back antennas. And there's your L4 door. You got the registration of the aircraft, Alpha 7 Bravo Echo Delta. And your Qatar flag right there. And moving on to the very back, you got the APU, the triangular APU, and the horizontal stabilizers. And the Qatar Airways logo with their antelope. Looking pretty nice. And yeah, very excellent job by NG, and really glad to have this model into my collection. Now we move on to the starboard side. So here's your cargo door. Oops, kind of didn't focus it. So there it is. There's your cargo door right there. Looking pretty nice. Now I'm assuming this can, I think this side right here should be English, and on the port side it should be Arabic if I were to guess. So yeah. Now we move on to this side right there. So I think this is like a cargo door. That's the first cargo door, and the second cargo door should be right there. So overall, looking pretty nice. And now for a top view. So here's the top view right there, looking very nice as well. Love the detail. Here's the bottom of the aircraft right there. You got the Qatar logo. If I can try to flip this around to this side. There we go. So you got the Qatar logo right there. And you got the registration of the aircraft, which is mounted at the bottom of the wing. Of course, it's the international airline. Here's the front of the aircraft right there, looking pretty nice as well. And moving on to the very back side of the aircraft, you got the horizontal stabilizers right there. So overall, NG models, this is a flat out amazing job. I think the Lufthansa, the Colorado one, they are also good, but the Qatar one, wow. That is beautiful right there. Man, excellent work, NG models, and man, really perfect for the Middle Eastern collectors, especially for those people who want to add a Qatar Airways. When Qatar Airways flies to their airports, they need a model out of this, and man, really nice to have this model, and it's a perfect international airline to add. Now let's get all my models from PandaFox, and we'll move on to the next batch. And here we have all the first batch models from PandaFox Toys, looking absolutely amazing. We first got the two Delta A220s, the Colorado one, and the Qatar and the Lufthansa Dreamliner. Both of these models are perfect for my collection, and I can't wait to add them to my airport updates. Now we move on to our next batch of boxes. And here we go with our second models off the batch. And this is actually a two-part since there's two boxes, and these all come from a brand new retailer I decided to choose. And these all come from DG Pilot. Now they are based out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and they do have an actual store. So I would love to go to Minnesota at some point so I can visit DG Pilot. I would like to meet one of the guys who work there. And yeah, so once again, these are my first two purchases from DG Pilot, and yeah, they are very good guys, and I can't wait to meet them in the future. Maybe somewhere down the line of next year, hopefully, because I'm going to be attending something very awesome that I'll talk about later. Well, not in this video, but at some point. But I think what we're going to start with first is we're going to start with this small one, since this is my first purchase from them, and then we're going to we're going to do this box as well. So we're going to start with the box on the left, so let's do that. Alright, and here's my first box from DG Pilot, and this was my first order from them. Really excited for this model right here, and they do have these models in stock. Well, I tried looking from everywhere, but turns out they don't have any, but DG Pilot thankfully has a few of them in stock that I would love to get my hands on. So once again, this was my first purchase from DG Pilot. I think it was somewhere around the weekend of Black Friday, when they still had their Black Friday sale going on. So if I can try to like find an opening, I think this works. Let's see. Guys, there we go. Perfect. Alright, so we got that opened up. Now let me see. There we go. Ooh. Close call, but we managed to break through. There we go. Alright, so we got that open. Let me see if I can. There we go. Alright, so now we take out the flaps right here if I can. There we go. Might have shaken the table a little bit, but it's all good. And just like get all these out. Kind of like on how they actually like did this kind of box. So here is my invoice from DG Pilot. Now I don't want to get a paper cut also, but without showing any of my address, this is my voice from DG Pilot. So there it is. Anyways, that's enough. Alright, so now I take out these models from the bubble wrap and all these packing peanuts, and yes sir, there she is. Oh yes! But right here we have the NG models 1/400 scale Alaska Airlines Boeing 737-800 in the Star Wars Galaxy Edge livery. Oh man, I've been dying to have this model for quite a long time, and yeah, DG Pilot has these in stock, so I decided to purchase this. And perfect for my Alaska collection. So there's still bubble wraps, like no, there's some packing peanuts still in this box right here, so we're not gonna like throw it. We're just gonna like put this to the side, and here we go. Yes sir. Oh yes, I'm really excited for this model, and I can't wait to see it. And there she is, the NG Models 1/400 scale Alaska Airlines Boeing 737-800 in the Star Wars livery, or Star Wars Galaxy Edge livery. Wow, I am super excited to have this model, and man, it's gonna be perfect for my Alaska collection like I said. So let's begin with the box. How about this amazing box design from NG? Wow, take a look at that right there. Wow, that is beautiful. So you got the Boeing 737-800 tiles right there, the CGI printed image of the aircraft right there. You got all these TIE fighters and the Millennium Falcon at the edge right there. Star Wars Galaxy Edge logos and Disneyland logo right there. Of course, in like their release, when they released this model back in like, I think it was in the October 2022 releases, they actually like they changed the transparency of all these like stuff right here because they don't want to get in trouble by Disney. But yeah, they are trying to like do their best right there, so to prevent them to get in trouble. So you got the NG logo right there, 1/400 scale diecast collectible models. And you got the Alaska logo right there and the registration of the aircraft, November 538 Alpha Sierra, which was the last aircraft to have that all-white livery, that old livery before the current one. So that was the last aircraft to have that old livery. And thankfully they added like a special livery to it instead of having like their current livery. That way it'll catch more people's eyes, more spotters' eyes on this livery. And you got your Boeing licensed product right there. Sides looking pretty nice as well, all blacks, looking sweet. And there's the back side of the aircraft, pretty much the same. You got the NG logo and their social media pages, and of course the licensed product from Boeing. And the item number is 58156. Here we go, everybody. I can't wait to unbox this. I can't wait to see this model in person. Well, actually, before we begin, I did see that, like, before I unboxed this model, I did see this aircraft back in like June this year while I was out in Seattle, but all these photos weren't that great. Well, the time I got that aircraft was back in like when I was at the Space Needle, and it wasn't all that perfect. So hopefully if this aircraft comes to like Sacramento at some point. Oh wait, speaking of that, I did see this aircraft 3 times. Those other 2 I mentioned were from Seattle, but the other third one was when I was in Sacramento, when my sister was actually like dropping off a friend to like her flight. She was heading to Portland and she flew this exact aircraft, which is insane. I was like, whoa, I'm just so jealous of her friend. But it was in the night. But hopefully I can try to like get a good photo of this aircraft soon. Anyways, let's get into unboxing. So, where can I find this edge? Like, where can I find an opening? Oh, there we go. So, we got an opening right there. Come on, there we go. Alright, let's see her in action. And there she is. Wow. Holy crap. Oh my goodness, wow. Alright, so here's my CRP right there. August format, that's per usual. But I can't wait for long. I want to see this model. Holy crap. Whoa. Oh my god. Oh, please. Please come attack. Wings are good. Wings are good. Come on, horizontal stabilizers, please. Yes, sir. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Oh, wow. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Holy sheesh. Wow. Oh my god. Wow, that is beautiful right there. Wow. That is a stellar from NG right there. Wow. I am blown away by this model. It looks fantastic. And here's the NG model's 1/400 scale Alaska Airlines Boeing 737-800 in the Star Wars Galaxy Edge livery. Wow, this exceeded my expectations on this model. Seeing it in person, wow, that just blew me away. Wow, what a stellar job done by NG right there. Holy jeez. So let's start off with the front. You got the cockpit windows right there. You got the nose shape, of course, looking pretty decent. You got the nose gear door and the nose gear, of course. And you got the L1 boarding door right there. You got the Galaxy Edge tiles right there. I think that's what it says. You got your stars right there, looking very nice. You got the Alaska billboard tiles right there, looking very nice as well. This is where first class would be on an Alaska 738. Now we move on to the middle right there. This is where premium class would be. So it comes from here all the way to here. Here's your TIE fighter right there. And of course, I do know a little bit of Star Wars, but not all of a Star Wars fan. And here's your black CFM 56 engines right there, and your main gear looking very sharp. There's your emergency exit doors right there. Now moving on to like the wing details. So you got your trailing edge with the flaps and the leading edge with the slats, and your spoilers, speed brakes, and all that. And yeah, so there are your fairings as well. They're not painted black. It would have been cool if they were painted black, in my opinion, but I mean, an all black plane is also good as well. And I think from here to like the very back, it should be all economy. Here's your black split scimitar right there. And on this side of the split scimitar over there, it has some kind of like character, which I kind of don't know the name of this person. Well, it's like a creature, if I were to guess. But I think that's like a creature, if I were to guess. But I don't know this exact Star Wars character, so yeah. Now moving on to this side right there, you got the Disneyland Star Wars Galaxy Edge logos right there. And you got various TIE fighters right there as well. You got November 538 Alpha Sierra and your US flag. There's your L2 door right there. Pretty nice. And there's the Millennium Falcon looking very nice. And I gotta say, I think the Millennium Falcon looks pretty nice at this portion of the aircraft with this special livery. And of course you got your tail right there looking pretty nice. And there's that dorsal fin. And you got the APU right there and horizontal stabilizers. So once again, NG models, wow, this is incredible. Wow, looking pretty nice right there. Oh, and the split scimitar on this side, it has that same character, which I still don't know the name of. Anyways, so now we're on the starboard side, so I think your front cargo door should be right there. And your back cargo door should be somewhere right there. And now for a top view of the aircraft. So here's the top view right there, looking pretty nice. And here's the bottom view, of course. And it's not all black, but there's some like little bits of there's some portions of gray right there. No stand hole, and of course you got your bottom antennas, of course. Here's the front of the aircraft, looking very nice as well. Ooh, that's kind of like close. And here's the back side of the aircraft, perfectly level horizontal stabilizers. So once again, NG, I know I said this a couple of times, but holy crap, this is beautiful right there. Probably one of my favorite NG models of the year for 2022. Wow, that is just incredible right there, ladies and gentlemen. Holy crap. Wow. Really fortunate to have this model, and it is just perfect for my Alaska collection. Wow. Such a job well done by NG right there. Alright, now let's move on to our second DG Pilot box. And here's my second box from DG Pilot. Now I purchased this model back in Cyber Monday, so that's technically the last day of the Black Friday sale DG Pilot had. So really nice to have this model, and this is another model that is perfect for my collection, well, my international lineup. And this is a diverse airline that nobody has talk about, or nor this aircraft fly. Well, it does fly to the US, but I've been wanting to have this model for a while, but really excited to have this model. So as I cut through those, perfect. Now let me just try to cut through the top, like so. Ooh, come on. I don't think it will be perfect, but oh well. I'm just here for is getting that model out. Ooh, oh actually, there's a little pieces of tape right there, so let me try cutting that off too. There we go. And as I go through all these flaps right there, you can see all these packing peanuts right there, and of course my invoice from DG Pilot right there. Without revealing my address, there it is. It says thank you, Henry. Of course that is actually my name, Henry, as you can see, and it comes from the DG Pilot team. So thank you so much, you guys, for that. And here we go. Now as I scroll through all these packing peanuts and get that bubble wrap out of there. Come on. Come on. There we go. And there it is. How about this absolute beauty right here? Right here we have the NG Models 1/400 scale Air Tahiti Nui Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner. I've been wanting to have this airline for quite a while. Well, ever since they released it, and really nice to have this. Now, I'm not sure what on earth happened here, but I can see some dents and some other stuff. But I hope that model is intact though. I may have to inspect that once I take it out. Well, everything's out of that box, so we're just gonna put this aside since there's packing peanuts. And let's take a look at that model right there, ladies and gentlemen. And here's the NG Models 1/400 scale Air Tahiti Nui Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner, and this is a re-release of this aircraft. And if I were to guess, I think this came out of their October 2022 set. I might be wrong, I might be correct, but if a text appears, then I might be wrong, but if it's not, then I'm correct. What a beautiful box art this is, I gotta say. Really excited to have Air Tahiti Nui into my collection, and once again, it's a very diverse airline that you don't see every day, but really glad to have this model. So you got the Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner tiles right there, you got the CGI image of the aircraft, you got the Air Tahiti Nui logo right there, you got the NG Models logo right there, 1/400 scale die-cast collectible models, die-cast metal. And how about this amazing box design? I really like how NG did it with these boxes, especially for the Air Tahiti Nui. I think it's a pretty cool box art to me. And you got the Boeing license product, Boeing license product right there. Sorry about that, guys. And the registration of this aircraft, Foxtrot Oscar Tango Oscar Alpha, looking pretty nice. Here are the sides right there, looking very nice as well. Love it. And here's the back side of the aircraft right there. You got the NG logo and their social media pages, and of course all that stuff. Item number of this aircraft is 55088. And let's do this. Now, I've been wanting to have a Air Tahiti Nui model, like I said, and I did say that they were flying to LAX, so I was hoping that LAX can be one of my shots, but it turns out they do fly to Seattle Tacoma International Airport as well, which is another airport I do spot at. And really nice for Air Tahiti Nui to operate out of Seattle Tacoma in the Northwest, the Evergreens, like what I would say. And unfortunately, we don't have a bottom, which I don't know what on earth happened, but if I can try to get this out, that'll be good. So let me try getting out from the top and try to catch that bottom. And take a look at her right there. Looking absolutely sharp, and of course my August 2022 format, CRP, is right there. And here we go. Let me see if I can try to take this out, and hopefully nothing comes broken. Come on. Oh, hang on, I gotta push it from there. Come on. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Come on. Yeah, baby. Oh, yes. Wow. Of course, now let me... Okay, the wing is good. Wings are good. What about the horizontal stabilizers? That's good. What about the second? There we go. Now that's... Ooh. That is also good too. And my goodness. Wow. Hang on, let me check for bottom antennas. Bottom antennas, yes sir. Wow, holy. Whoa. Now that right there, folks, is another example of NG's great models right there. Take a look at that. The color is saturated, all that stuff. Wow, that looks beautiful. And here's the NG models 1/400 scale Air Tahiti Nui Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner in all of her glory. Wow, I can't believe I'm seeing this in my own eyes. This is an absolutely stellar job by NG, and wow, that looks beautiful right there. Well, of course, the color is very saturated. That's one thing I like about this model, and man, that is a stellar right there. So let's begin with the front with the cockpit windows right there. You got your nose shape of the aircraft looking pretty nice, the outline of the radome, and there are your pitot tubes and sag ports somewhere over there. You got the, I think this could be like the Tahiti flag if I were to guess. And this can be like their name, which I don't want to like try to pronounce it because I may botch that real bad. And you got the L1 boarding door right there. You got the nose gear door. You got the Air Tahiti Nui tiles right there. You got the blue on the top and white on the bottom, and this red line that goes all the way to like close to the back of the fuselage, looking absolutely amazing. You got the L2 boarding door right there also, and you got your Wi-Fi dome and your top antenna, and your bottom antenna should be somewhere over there. I can try, oh, not there, I don't think so. Next up, we're on this side. Now if I were to guess, I think these can be like, I'm guessing GEnx engines, if I were to guess. Maybe they can be Rolls-Royce Trent 1000s, but I might be wrong. But my pure guess, they will be GEnx engines. So that's my pure guess right there. Moving on to like the wing detail. So here's the wing detail. You got your slats, flaps, spoilers, and speed brakes and fairings. Looking very nice. Moving on to this side of the aircraft, you got like the, I'm not sure what this thing is called. Probably like something to deal with like Tahiti culture if I were to guess. And you got your LC door right there looking pretty nice as well. Your bottom antenna is right there, so there's your bottom antenna. Moving on to the back side, you got your L4 door and your back antennas right there. And you got your Tahiti flag right there. And you got the registration of the aircraft, Foxtrot, Oscar Tango, Oscar Alpha. And you got your Dreamliner logo right there. And moving on to this, the very back, you got the APU and the horizontal stabilizers. And the beautiful Air Tahiti Nui tail. If I could try to like focus. Yeah, I don't know. But there it is right there. Looking very, very beautiful. Now moving on to the starboard side of the aircraft. So here's the starboard side. And you got your cargo door right there. And your back cargo doors should be somewhere right there. So once again, what a stellar job by NG. And once again, really fortunate to have this amazing model right here. And now for a top view of this beauty. So here's your top view right there, looking very nice. And here's the bottom view of the aircraft, looking also nice as well. You got your stand hole right there. Moving on to the very front of the aircraft. Okay, try to like position it right there. There we go. And let's go to the very back of the aircraft with your horizontal stabilizer is looking very sharp. Wow, take a look at that. So once again, NG models, what a stellar aircraft this is. And really fortunate to have an Air Tahiti Nui model into my collection. It looks very fantastic right there. Wow, look at her right there. Now, this can be my favorite Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner livery of a certain airline. Well, technically my favorite 787 Dreamliner airline livery in general. Because look at that. That is beautiful. Look at this. You got that symbol right there, which I'm not sure what it is. Probably it's like Tahiti culture, if I were to guess. But that looks beautiful right there. And I forgot to like talk about the seating arrangement. So from here to here, this is called if I could try to pronounce this, I think this is pronounced as the Paparavasi Paparavas business class seats. If I were to like pronounce that very badly, but that's that side right there. Next up, from here to like here, from this side to this side, that's the Moana Premium, and all the way from here to the very end, that's Moana Economy. So that's the seating arrangements of Air Tahiti Nui 787-9s right there. And I do want to talk about a little bit more about Air Tahiti, because like I do want to talk about this beautiful livery, of course. So as I said, Air Tahiti Nui livery on the 787 is my favorite livery, and I've been wanting to catch like Air Tahiti Nui ever since they revealed their first Dreamliner, and man, that looks very cool. And I think that was back in 2018 or 2019. So it kind of like took a while, kind of like looking for a day to like find Air Tahiti Nui. So they only operated out of LAX when they like revealed it, but thankfully, as of this year, they only operated out of 2 US destinations, LAX and Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. The Seattle-Tacoma route from Tahiti to Seattle, that is a big route right there for Air Tahiti Nui because it connects the Pacific Northwest, and because I spot there every year, well technically not on a daily basis, I was so excited to actually like get a chance to see Air Tahiti Nui in Seattle, and thankfully on my flight back home, I finally did manage to catch Air Tahiti Nui for the very first time, and I think this was after like 4 years. After 4 years, I finally caught Air Tahiti Nui for the first time, and this was on an iPhone, but I got its takeoff on like my DSLR camera, and while it was not that great, it was overcast on that day, but I'm still fortunate enough to finally catch Air Tahiti Nui. It is a beautiful livery on the 787, and wow, really glad to have this model into my collection as well. So it wasn't the exact registration as what I have for this model, but it was a different registration, but still glad to have Air Tahiti Nui into my photo collection. So that is it for all my DG Pilot models, so let's line them up and move on. And there they are, my 2 models from DG Pilot. First of all, thank you DG Pilot for these amazing models. Your shipping is amazing and all my models came intact, so I would love to buy models from you guys again. Man, can't wait to buy more models from DG Pilot. They are amazing, and yeah, all these 2 models are also amazing as well. Wow, colorful liveries, awesome liveries like that Star Wars. Man, really fortunate enough to have them. So, perfect for my collection. Now let's move on. Alright, and here we have another long box. Now this box comes from the Midwest Model Store, and of course I love the Midwest Model Store so much. They have great customer service, and Ollie is a great guy along with their teammates, and man, I think this is another mass order right here from Midwest, and of course it's a Black Friday order, so I decided to go big from Midwest. But we're gonna unbox these models, and the box kind of like has some slight bit of damage, but I'm okay. At least it's not as worse compared to like the PandaFox one. But overall, should have some great models in there. Now if I can like try to like get this one to top. There we go. How about that cut right there? Perfect. Alright, now let me take out the flaps right there. And oh, I guess I see one already. I already see a model already, but we're gonna go for a bird's eye view for this one, so let's do a bird's eye view. And here we go with a bird's eye view of this box right here, and as you can already see, there's already a model that's already peeking out, and that is my NG Models 1/400 scale United Airlines Boeing 737-900ER in the Eco Skies livery. So there she is right there, looking absolutely fantastic, looking very nice. And of course, that should pretty much complete my June 2022 releases from NG, so I think that's already completely done. And right here, we have a very interesting model right here. So, right here, also from the box, we have my Alaska Airlines Airbus A321neo in the More to Love livery. I'll go into further detail about this model and what happened, but we have that. Next up, we have, if I can try like going from these sides from the boxes, so let's take out some packing paper. But right here, we have another beauty right here. And that is the NG Models 1/400 scale AmeriJet Boeing 767-300ER BDSF. Really wanted to have this for like a future project that I may consider doing, so that's another model right there. And as you can see already, you can pretty much see it just a little bit. But right here, yes, another pack of narrow body bridges. These are from my airport, so of course that's pretty normal. Next up from the box, from the batch, if I can try to like find them. But first, oops. Oopsie daisy, my invoice from Midwest, and almost showed my address, but thank you Ollie and the team members for that invoice. Next up we have 2 Alaska 737-700s. One is the passenger variant and one is the BDSF, well, the cargo variant. And there they are, and there's that artwork. Wow, look at that. So decided like go for these. This one is like another one I decided to go for. So yeah, there's that. Let me try putting them on this side. And my last model, if I can, there it is. My last model from that batch from Midwest is this right here. This is the KLM Boeing 787-10 Dreamliner. Also excited to have this. Been wanting to have like a regular KLM 787-10 Dreamliner in a while. And finally, I have one from NG. I do have a Phoenix version, but yeah, that's a different one. So I guess that is everything from this box. So I guess we're gonna whoop this box, and overall, wow, that was a loud thud. And overall, let's just go over these models. And here are all my models from Midwest Model Store. There's a total of 6 models. Yes, 6 models. Now that is the most purchase I had from Midwest. 6 models, surpassing that early Black Friday unboxing I did. So, wow. But technically there is 5, but including that, that's 6. But I think what we're gonna start with first is the jet bridges, and we'll proceed from there. Alright, so here we have some narrow body jet bridges from GeminiJets right there. And yeah, it's kind of like the usual stuff. This is for like for my Roseville Airport update. I'm trying to like build another concourse, so I decided to like add more jet bridges, mainly narrow body ones. But regardless enough, we're gonna like take these out and like put them together. Well, off camera in this case, but it's nothing too special. It's just jet bridges, and I've been unboxing jet bridges ever since, so nothing new to me. It's just like the typical at this point. Now if I could try like find like an open, there we go. Okay, I guess this spot can be good, so we're gonna like take her out from there. And of course you got your stickers right there, and of course the jet bridges itself. So let me try taking all these out as well, and proceed on with like the opening. Sometimes kind of like hard to like open these jet bridges because like it's a different packing format compared to like model plates. There we go. And take those out and just like drop them slightly like around that. But overall, I'm gonna be like building these off camera and show you guys. Surprisingly, building these jet bridges took a bit quicker compared to before, mainly because on how expert I got into like building these jet bridges for my airport updates. But hang on, let me fix this guy. But overall, there's all my narrow body jet bridges, so nothing to talk about that much. They're just jet bridges, GeminiJet jet bridges. They're fine, but hopefully I can get some more jet bridges in the near future, but we have these. So now let's move on to some models. Okie dokie, so we'll start from the Midwest batch with my replacement of my Alaska A321neo in the More to Love livery. Now, I'll go into further story in a moment of why I had this replacement, but it's really nice to have this replacement. So anyways, now let's move on to like the story. So from the previous unboxing from Midwest, the early Black Friday unboxing, I did have this model as part of my Black Friday list, early Black Friday list. Unfortunately, I think it was the starboard wing that felt loose when I tried to like inspect the model. And yeah, it was not like kind of trying to like come out, but it's close to coming out. So I did contact Midwest about that. Like, hey, can you send me a replacement? And actually, funny enough, I do have this exact I do have like the defective model still here in my house. So let me kind of like demonstrate in person. So let me take this model out for you guys so you can get what I mean. So let me take her out. So as you can see here, so what I'm referring to, oh actually no, it's actually the port wing is loose. So as you can feel that wiggle, you see that wiggle? Yeah, not really happy about that, but hopefully this replacement does feel good. And yeah, so let me just put her back in. Alright, and yeah, so nothing to review more about this box. I'm just here to like see if this model is intact, but something seems concerning as I shake this. Actually, something was a bit concerning a little bit, but I think that's just like the CRP. But all I'm just saying is that hopefully this model stays intact. Hopefully, when I'm saying this, hopefully this model is intact. And there she is right there, looking pretty nice. Looking good so far. Not seeing any like detached antennas or anything. Okay, that is good. That's also good. Hang on, let me put this in the middle. What about the horizontal stabilizers? And take a look at that. So this is the perfect model right there. So that... Uh-oh! Hang on! Where's the nose gear? Oh no! How did this happen? Well, oh, there it is! What is this? What? Okay, well... how can I replace this? Well, it looks like my replacement is not looking good right now, because we have a broken nose gear right there. I don't know. At this point, I'm gonna have to like send both of these models back because like this is unacceptable for NG, honestly. Come on, like a broken nose gear, really? Come on. Great, so now I have two Alaska A321neos in the Mortal Love livery that need to be replaced. One has a loose port wing, one has a broken nose gear. What's next? Third time's a charm, broken model. Well, I kind of have no words on what to say about this, but it is what it is. I know NG can do a lot better than that, but that's just unfortunate. So I'm gonna have to send this one back. I mean, if I could try to like replace it with super glue, hopefully that works. But if I can try to like bring this model back, then hopefully that can work. But I guess we'll move on regardless. Well, after that crazy moment from that Alaska A321neo, we do have the United Airlines Boeing 737-900ER in the Eco Skies livery. Really excited to have this model into my collection, and another United model special in my collection as well, since it's like an Eco Skies, so it's quite different compared to the other United aircraft. As a matter of fact, so, well, before that, here's the artwork right there, looking very nice. So you got that nice gradient that appears from white to a green. As a matter of fact, I do have the United 737-900ER in the Continental Globe colors right here. So if you were to line that up, it performs this, it gives off this nice artwork right there. So how about that? You got blue to a white to a green, so that actually looks nice. So just a little demonstration I want to show you guys, and yeah, really like that. It's typical for NG to do that sometimes, but overall it looks nice. So you got your Boeing 737-900 tiles right there. You got various Continental Globes logos right there. Of course, that white and green gradient. You got the CGI image of the aircraft, Eco Skies logo, United Airlines logo, NG logo, 1/4 scale diecast collectible models, Boeing licensed product, and the registration of the aircraft, November 75432. Here's the back sides, look pretty nice as well. Same. And here's the back side of the box right there, looking pretty nice as well. You got the green NG logo, social media pages, warning hazards, and the item number is 79009. So let's get unboxing to this, shall we? Hopefully this model comes intact at least. I don't want to battle through like another broken model again. But I'm really excited to see how this looks like. And there she is. So hopefully we can take her out. And hopefully no wings nor nose gear. Okay, check the nose gear. Okay, that's good. Let's check the wings. So that's good. That wing is also good. Horizontal stabilizer should also be good as well. So there we go. We have our perfect model right there from NG Models, this Eco Skies. And of course I do have my CRP. This is in the April format. Long time since I last had this, but overall, thank you NG. And there's my United Continental Globe Eco Skies livery. There we go. And here's the NG Models United Airlines Boeing 737-900ER in the Eco Skies livery. What a nice model NG did in their June format, and once again, a perfect model to finish off my June 2022 NG Models wish list. So let's get started with the front. So you got your cockpit windows right there. You got the pitot tubes and side ports, the outline of the radome looking nice. Nose gear door with parts of the ship number and the ETOPS logo. You got your Star Alliance logo right there. You got the L1 boarding door and the free Wi-Fi logo right there. Moving on to this side, you have the United Airlines tiles right there and the Eco Skies logo right there. I think this should be like business class if I were to guess, or maybe premium, but I'm assuming it could be business class if I were to guess. So that's what I guess, I think. And maybe on this side, this should be like premium economy if I were to think. And there's your top antenna right there. There's your CFM 56 engines right there. And there's your main gear. Here are the green split scimitars, looking very nice. Well, technically, the top part is green and the bottom part is just gray. There's your emergency exit doors right there and your Wi-Fi dome. Let me give you guys a wing detail. So here's the wing detail with all your slats, flaps, spoilers, and fairings. And there's your emergency exit indicator right there. Moving on to the very back side of the aircraft. So here's the back side. There's your your extra door. This can act as like an emergency exit. Your US flag should be right there. There's the registration, November 75432. There's your white dorsal fin, looking pretty nice. And there's your L2 door right there. And moving on to the very back of the aircraft, you got the APU and the horizontal stabilizers and the continental globe tail, looking very sharp. Now we move on to the starboard side of the aircraft. So here's the starboard side, and here's the front cargo door, that should be right there. And there's your bottom antenna right there also. And I think the bottom two antennas should be right there. There we go, you can see them. And the back cargo door should be right there. So looking very fantastic right there from NG, and yeah, so once again, nice to have this model into my collection. And now for a top view of this aircraft. So here's the top view right there, looking very nice and pretty nice, of course. And here's the bottom view of the aircraft right there, looking very detailed with all the bottom antennas looking very sharp. Here's our front view of the aircraft, looking very nice as well. And the back side of the aircraft, as I move across, there it is, with perfectly leveled horizontal stabilizers. So once again, really nice to have the United Eco Skies livery aircraft into my United collection, and I gotta say, it looks very fantastic seeing it in 1/400 scale. I haven't seen this exact aircraft yet, but hopefully soon. But once again, really nice job by NG Models, and it's just perfect for my UAL collection. The next two models we have are the Alaska Airlines Boeing 737-700s from NG's August 2022 release set. On my left, we have the passenger variant, and on my right, we have the cargo variant. I'll go into furthermore details about the cargo variant later on, but I think we're going to start off with the passenger variant. So we're going to start with the passenger variant right here. So looking pretty nice. This is the first half of the box right here. So let's start this off. We got the Boeing 737-700 tiles right there. We got the CGI printed image of the aircraft. You got the Alaska logo, NG logo, 1/400 scale diecast collectible models, Boeing licensed product, and the registration of this aircraft, November 618 Alpha Sierra, which I did see in Seattle back in September 2022. Well, this year, of course. And it was on a golden hour day, and man, that photo, that is a very nice photo right there. And wow, I gotta say, that is a very beautiful photo, I gotta say. One of my favorite photos I took that day. And I did see this aircraft the second time this month. I saw this aircraft the second time this month while I was like parking garage spotting at Seattle. Of course, I got a video of this aircraft, and I did talk about some commentary. Well, yeah. So I saw this aircraft 2 times, and yeah. And here are the sides right there. Very nice. And all that. And here's the back side with all your NG logos, warning hazards, social media pages, and the item number of this aircraft is 77017. So let's get unboxing to this model, shall we? I'm eager to see on how this looks like. And this is also my first 737-700 passenger variant from Alaska. So there she is right there, looking very nice. And as I take out all of that, there we go. Now let me check for the quality control. Ooh, I think I see like a little bit of a gap on that, but it's still intact. It doesn't appear to be like coming off, but we got this model intact regardless. So there she is right there, looking very amazing. And here's the NG Models 1/400 scale Alaska Airlines Boeing 737-700. Really nice to have this model into my collection, and it'll work perfect for my Alaska fleet. So as of course we'll get reviewing. So you got the cockpit windows right there, along with the eyebrow windows, and you got the outline of the radar right there. Pitot tubes and static ports looking very detailed, probably all Boeing. You got the nose gear door and nose gear right there. You got the L1 boarding door right there. Now this does not have a one world titles, which I'm not sure why. I'm assuming, like, I think this was made before, like, I mean, I'm not sure this aircraft actually has like the one world titles, but yeah. And you got your Alaska billboard titles right there. You got your bottom antenna right there. Moving on to the middle side of the aircraft. Well, before that, I think this can be first, and this can be like premium, and then somewhere over here, this can be all economy. Now, moving on to this side, in the middle, you got your top antenna right there. You got your CFM 56 inches right there, and your main landing gear. And as I move further downwards, you got the blended winglets right there. Also looking pretty nice. Let's look at some of that wing detail. So here's the wing detail right there. You got the flaps, slats, spoilers, and speed brakes, and fairings. And over here, you got the emergency exit light indicators right there. Now moving on further downwards, let's see what's over here. So you got the colors right there. You got your registration, November 618 Alpha Sierra, and your US flag right there. And over here, you got your L2 door. Moving far back, you got the APU and the horizontal stabilizers, and Chester himself looking absolutely sharp. Now as I move on to like the back side, the starboard side, in that case, you got your cargo door right there, which should be located somewhere right there. And your back cargo door, if I could try to like position it, should be somewhere right there. And now top view for the aircraft. So here is your top view right there, looking pretty nice and detailed. Here's the bottom view over here, also looking fairly nice. Moving on to the front of the aircraft, so here's your front of the aircraft looking pretty nice as well. And your back side of the aircraft, always looking very pretty. So, once again, a nice model from NG Models, and they did a very fantastic job on this model. And I really do like this model, perfect for my Alaska collection. And yeah, now let's move on to the cargo variant. And here's the NG Models 1/4 scale Alaska Air Cargo Boeing 737-700 BDSF. Now, I decided to get this model because I do like this model, and I think NG, of course, has a very good 737 mold, so I decided to opt for this. And surprisingly enough, I do have the GeminiJets version as well, but that's a different registration. And while I can say that the GeminiJets one is good, I think the NG version is gonna be perfect. So, you got the Boeing 737-700 BDSF tiles right there, the CGI image of the aircraft, NG logo, 1/4 scale diecast collectible model, diecast metal, Alaska Air Cargo logo right there, your Boeing licensed product, and the registration of the aircraft, November 625 Alpha Sierra. Here are the sides, looking very nice. And here's the back side of the aircraft, well, not aircraft, the box, so pretty much the same. Your NG logos right there, social medias, warning hazards, and the item number is 77018. So let's get into unboxing with this model. So let me see if I can try to like find like a opening at some point. Well, oh, I can find an opening right there. So let me try. Come on. Ooh, I think I kind of like did like a dent on it, on the flap. So that's unfortunate. But just here to get this model out of that box. And there she is, looking pretty nice. And my CRP should be inside there. And this is in the June format. And yeah, so let's see if this model is intact. Hopefully it is intact, just like my passenger variant. And here we go. Now take her out. Looking fairly decent. Of course, check that wing. Oop. Oh, it looks like we do have like a wiggle on the port wing, but it shouldn't be that hard. I mean, like, it's just slightly wiggling, but it's not really coming out. What about the horizontal stabilizers? I guess they are intact as well. So, really nice to also have this model intact as well. And she looks very fantastic, just like the passenger variant. And here we go with the NG Models Alaska Air Cargo Boeing 737-700 BDSF. A really nice model to add to my Alaska Air Cargo, and while I do have that GeminiJets version, the NG one looks a lot better. So let's get started with the front. So you got your cockpit windows right there, and your eyebrow windows as well, your heated tubes and stack ports. Power out, proudly all Boeing, excuse me. You got the outline of the radar right there, you got your nose gear and nose gear door. You got the Alaska logo right there, well it says Alaska and it should say Air Cargo right there. And you got your L1 door right there, L1 boarding door. Well, yeah, it's the L1 boarding door. And you got the big cargo door right there. This is where you load all your cargo. Moving on to the middle side, you got the air cargo tiles right there. Here, let me just like put this there. So you got the Alaska air cargo tiles right there. So looking pretty nice. And how about this? I do like on how there's like the outlines of the passenger windows. So that's really great attention to detail from NG models right there. Really like that. And you got your bottom antenna right there, and your top antenna, your CFM 56 inches right there, your main landing gear. And here's your blended winglets right there. If I can try like point. There we go. Let's look at some wing detail. So you got your wing detail right there with your slats and flaps and spoilers and speed brakes and fairings. And there's your emergency exit indicator right there. And now we move on to the very back side of the aircraft. So here's the back side of the aircraft. You have your L2 door right there and your US flag and the registration of the aircraft, November 625 Alpha Sierra. And moving on to the very back, you got the APU and the horizontal stabilizers. And we'll call him Oliver for this one. So there's Oliver on the tail, looking very sharp. And now we move on to the starboard side of the aircraft. So here's the starboard side of the aircraft. Quite different as compared to like the port sides, but you got your R1 door right there. Your cargo door is right there. And now we move on to this side. You got your other cargo door, which it should be somewhere right there. And now for a top view of this aircraft. So here's your top view of the aircraft right there, looking pretty nice. Moving on to the bottom side, looking very nice as well with all that amazing detail. And here's the front side of the aircraft, looking very sharp. And the back side of the aircraft right there, look pretty nice. Of course, you got your bottom antennas right there. So yeah, a pretty nice model from NG models. Now in terms of like comparing this to my GeminiJets model, I will do a model plane comparison of this model and the GeminiJets one. And as for that GeminiJets model, I don't think I may consider selling that because I think that model is also good, but not as good as compared to like NG. But overall, I think what I can do if I were to like put this in airport updates, I could like switch between the two. So I can have like a NG on one update and a Gemini in one update. So really nice on how I would like utilize that GeminiJets. I haven't used that in an airport update in a while, so I may consider using that probably around next year if I were to guess. But overall, we do have this NG version, which it looks very fantastic, better than the Gemini one, I gotta say. Well, of course the Gemini one is good, like I said, but overall, really nice to have that model into my collection. Alright, so now we move on to the heavy side of things from Midwest, and we'll begin here with this GeminiJets 1/400 scale AmeriJet Boeing 767-300ER BDSF. Now, when I unboxed this, I accidentally said NG by mistake, so my bad, but we do have this AmeriJet. Now, the reason why I decided to get this is because they've been flying to Sacramento, and if I were to do like a Sacramento International Airport update in 1/400 scale, then I would include this. So that's kind of like a future project that I'm kind of like embarking on. Hopefully I can try to like do it during the start of next year or like later down the line, but it should work for my Sacramento airport if I were to do so as such. So you got your GeminiJets logo right there, made for collectors by collectors. You got the CGI image of the aircraft right there, Boeing 767-300ER BDSF, AmeriJet International titles, 1/400 scale diecast collectible models. And here's the sides right there, the same at this point. And here's the back side of the aircraft where it's taken off, and the as well as it gets features and highly collectible models, very debatable. And you got their social media pages right there, your Boeing licensed product, and your 2021 GeminiJets copyright label down there. And the item number of this model is GJAJT 1969. So once again, I'm really excited to have my AmeriJet, and I think this is my first 767-300ER BDSF into my collection. So how about that? So I'm really excited to unbox this, and let's do it. And here we go with the unboxing. So let me open up the flap for you guys so you can see the aircraft inside. So let's go. And there she is right there, looking pretty nice. And here is the description of the 767-300ER BDSF. You can pause to read, of course. And now let's do it. So we already got an opening over there, so we're gonna like take it out on this side and reveal her in all her glory. Take out the cradle and the plastic paper. Take that model out of there, and wow, looking pretty nice right here. So here she is, my AmeriJet 767-300ER. Looking pretty nice. It's in a one-piece mold, but Either way, I'm okay with that. It's a old GeminiJets mold either way. Hopefully they can try updating the 767 mold in the future, but for now, we have this beauty right here, looking pretty fantastic. And here is my GeminiJets 1/400 scale AmeriJet Boeing 767-300ER BDSF. Really nice to have this aircraft into my collection, and another, I think this is like, oh wait, that's not my first cargo aircraft because I have these Alaska 737s, but it's nice to have a 767-300ER BDSF into my collection, so really exciting. So, of course, we start with the front right here. So you got your cockpit windows right there, and your outline of the radome looking pretty nice. There's your L1 boarding door, or you could just call this an L1 door, because like I don't think there's no like passengers in this, like yeah. And it's a BDSF, so I'm assuming this can be like, it's a special freighter, but I'm assuming this can be like converted into a freighter if I were to guess. So here's your nose gear and nose gear door. You got the AmeriJet International tiles right there. Really like the cheat lines of the red and blue. So it looks pretty nice. Moving on to the middle side, you got your top antenna right there. Your big cargo door, which opens up like that. Here's your CF6 engines right there, looking pretty nice. And here's your main gear, if I could try to, there we go. So there's your main gear. And moving on to the close to the middle of the aircraft, you got your winglets right there. And your winglet, which also features the AmeriJet logo right there. Moving on to some like wing detail, you got the wing detail right there. So you got your leading edge with the slats and your trailing edge with the flaps. And you got the fairings and speed brakes and spoilers. Looking pretty nice. Now, I know the last models that I reviewed, I think I was going a little too fast, so I decided to like phase it down a little bit. And moving on to the back side, you got your US flag right there, your L2 door, and your aircraft registration, November, if I can try to read it, that is November 349er Charlie Mike. There we go. And moving on to the very back, you got your AP right there and your horizontal stabilizers, and you got the AmeriJet logo on the tail, looking pretty nice. And I gotta say, GeminiJets did a nice job on the coloring as well, so looking pretty nice right there. Moving on to the starboard side of the aircraft, you got your cargo door, the front cargo door right there. And moving on to this side, you got the back cargo door, looking fantastic. So yeah, really nice model into my collection and another freighter aircraft to add to my fleet. And now for a top view of this aircraft. So here's the top view right there, looking pretty nice. Here's the bottom view of the aircraft. Of course, you can see the outline of the one-piece mold of the wing. You got your GeminiJets logo right there in your stand hole. Moving on to like the front. Oop. Hang on. Let me see if I can try holding it from the wings. So there's the front right there. Look pretty nice. And if I could try to like point to the back. There we go. Look pretty nice. And yeah. So overall, I do like this model to my collection. Of course, there can be some like a few quality control issues, like no antennas and all that. I heard in some say like the UPS 767-400, they have like a winglet. The winglet is like badly bent, so I'm assuming, well, I'm not seeing any QC defects on this other than no antennas. But overall, I'm liking this model and perfect for my freighter collection, like I said. Now let's move on to our final heavy. And here's the final model from the Midwest batch, and that is the NG Models 1/400 scale KLM Boeing 787-10 from their October 2022 release set. Really nice to have another KLM into my collection, and really nice to also have a regular KLM 787-10 in my collection. I do have a KLM 787-10 already, however that's from Phoenix Models, and that is in the 100th anniversary sticker, or that 100th anniversary livery. So really nice to have this as like a competitive with like my Phoenix one. I'll also do a comparison on that video as well. So I'll also do a comparison with my NG and my Phoenix later down the line. So let's get started with the review of the box. So you got the Boeing 787-10 tiles right there. You got the CGI image of the aircraft right there. You got the KLM logo right there. And I gotta say, really nice box art right here. NG did a nice job. And if you were to add this other box art, well, this box that contains like the 100th anniversary sticker, then it'll like form this nice artwork right there. So I don't have that. I'd rather just like go for like the regular livery. And yeah, and you got the aircraft's name right there. If I can try like pronounce this is Mascari, if I were to pronounce that correctly. And you got the NG logo right there, 1/4 scale die-cast collectible models. You got the KLM logo, you got your Boeing license product, and the aircraft registration, which is Papa Hotel Bravo Kilo Lima. And I did see this aircraft when I was landing at LAX, and I did got like I did had that aircraft caught on my video when my aircraft was landing. And yeah, so really nice to actually catch that video. I'll show you a picture right now of like the screenshot. And yeah, there's the KLM 787-10, the exact registration, Bravo Kilo Lima. And she was like taxiing. That was like my only good shot at this aircraft because during daytime, so I decided like I was quite surprised that a KLM was there, so really glad I got that on video, so pretty nice. And of course I got a picture of it, but it wasn't good because it was dark, and while my phone isn't that, well, it's somewhat great on taking pictures in the night, but not great when it comes to like zooming in. So yeah. And you got the KLM logo right there. All these sides look pretty nice. And here's the back side of the box. You got the NG logo right there. All their social media pages, your warning hazards, and the item number is 56013. So yeah, really excited to have my KLM 7810, and hopefully she's in good condition. Now if I could try to like look for a certain opening, I think this one will work, so let's try opening it from there and see. There we go, perfect. And we do have a bottom on this one. And take her out of that box, and there she is. And of course I do have my August 2022 format from NG right there. And now let's take out the cradle and the plastic that goes along with it, and I'll take her out from the bottom, since that's kind of like what I would commonly do when it comes to these models. And just slowly take her out. I don't want to like force it. There we go. Alrighty. And take her out from that box, and there she is. Now of course quality checks as per usual, so that wing is good, that wing is good. What about the horizontal stabilizers? That's good, that's good, and she is looking perfect right there. And let me set her down and take a look at her, ladies and gentlemen. Looking pretty nice right here. Wow, take a look at that. Really liking this model, and just perfect for my collection. And here's my KLM Boeing 787-10 by NG models. Really nice to have this models in my collection, and it's also nice to have my regular 787-10 and KLM's regular livery, of course. So really nice right there. So let's get started with a review of the box. So as per usual, we'll start with our port side on the front. So you got your cockpit windows right there, and the nose shape of the 787 mold from NG, looking pretty nice. There's your outline of the radome. I'm not sure if you can see it properly, but there's like a white there, and you can see a little bit of the outline. You got your nose gear door right there. You got your SkyTeam logo and your Air France KLM group tiles right there. You got the L1 boarding door. Moving on to like this side of the aircraft, this is where World Business Class would be, so that's where it is. Then you got the aircraft name right there. Of course, it's named after its name. It was scary. I'm trying to pronounce some different names from different worlds. You got the KLM Royal Dutch Airlines logo right there. You got your L2 boarding door right there. There's your top antenna and your Wi-Fi dome. Moving on to the middle side of the aircraft, you got your GEnx engines right there with your KLM logo right there. And then you got the main gear over there. And moving on, like here, this can be like from here to here. This is economy comfort. So there it is right there. Moving on to like some of the wing details. So here's the wing detail right there. So you got the trailing edge with the slats. No, not the trailing edge, that's the flaps. The leading edge are the slats. And of course you got all your spoilers and fairings right there. Looking pretty nice. Now let me set her down like that. And then from running here, it's like it starts here and it runs all the way to the end. So from here to here, it's all economy. So that's the KLM 787-10 seating arrangement. And moving on to here, you got your emergency. This is the L3 door right there. And moving far back, you got the L4 door right there. The Flying Dutchman, as like what KLM likes to like call their aircraft, or technically the other name for KLM, if I were to guess. And you got the bottom antenna right there, and your back antennas right there. Papa Hotel Bravo Kilo Lima. That's your registration right there. And then you got the Netherlands flag and the European Union flag. And you got the Boeing 787-10 tiles right there. And moving far back, you got the APU and the horizontal stabilizers, and the KLM tail, looking pretty nice. Now moving on to the starboard side of the aircraft. So here's the starboard side. You got your cargo door, the front cargo door right there. And the back cargo door should be right there, looking very fantastic. And now for a top view of the aircraft, there we go. There's the top view of the aircraft, looking nice with all the details. Here's the bottom side of the aircraft with your bottom antenna right there. And you got your stand hole right there, looking pretty nice. Now for the front of the aircraft, so here's the front of the aircraft, looking also nice. And the back side of the aircraft with perfectly leveled horizontal stabilizers. So once again, a nice model by NG Models right there, and they did a great job on this model right here. And once again, nice to have a regular KLM livery on the 787-10. And she looks very nice out of the box in model form. And I really love this model, one of my favorites from NG so far. Well, technically not a stellar model, but one of my favorite international models from NG, if you get what I mean. And yeah, so that is it from all the Midwest stuff, so let's line up all my models and we'll move on later down the road. And there they are, my 6 models from Midwest. Looking pretty nice, well, except for that Alaska More to Love. It does have like a loose nose gear, but I kinda like someone fix it. I haven't put super glue on that yet, but hopefully I can try that, but maybe soon. So yeah, all my 6 models are looking perfect. Now let's move on to our final box. Alrighty, and now we move on to our final box, and this final box comes from PandaFox Toys, and I did order this on Cyber Monday. Same day I ordered that Air Tahiti Nui from DJ Pilot. And you guys might be wondering, why is it already open? Well, technically, when I was recording this video, I was like recording the part where I was cutting the box. However, my recording did stop because my storage was full. So I had to like delete a couple of videos, and unfortunately I accidentally deleted the one where I was cutting the box, so unfortunately that already got thrown away from the trash. So unfortunately now this is already open where I left off, so yeah, quite unfortunate, but yeah, sometimes I do make mistakes, but it is what it is. At least we got the box open, and I haven't even taken out these models yet, so let's take them out and give you guys a bird's eye view. Alrighty, so now we're at a bird's eye view right here, so let me just like take out these flaps, of course, and inside this packing paper, we have our first model out here, and that is the Turkish Airlines Boeing 787-9 by GeminiJets. Really excited to have Turkish Airlines into my collection, and Turkish Airlines is a very interesting airline to have in my fleet. And the last one from that batch is a big box, and that is, ooh yes, the GeminiJets Western Global Boeing 747-400F. I know it's like a random choice that I decided to make, but I will talk about why I got this model later. So, yeah, I guess that's it for this box. And of course I do have my invoice right here. I forgot to show you guys that. So let me just do that. There we go, and there it is. So this is my invoice from PandaFox. This expires on January 28th, 2023. And the code is Yankee 61 Yankee Whiskey Papa. So get that in. And yeah, so I guess that is it for this. That is it for this box. So I honestly kind of don't want to like yeet this box, because I kind of like want to, I don't know. I don't want to like yeet this box because like I don't want to make it like a loud thud. So I think what we're gonna do now is that we're just gonna put this on the side. And yeah, and now let's go over my 2 heavies from PandaFox. And here are my 2 heavies from PandaFox Toys. They are all GeminiJets, and they're very nice for my model plane fleet, and especially the Turkish Airlines one, because I might be using that in my airport updates. The Western Global one, not so much, but I may try to like add that to an airport update at some point, but hopefully, yeah, I think so. But I think what we're gonna start first is at Turkish Airlines, and we're gonna finish it off with the 747. So let's start off with the Turkish Dreamliner. Alright, so we begin here with my GeminiJets 1/400 scale Turkish Airlines Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner. This is my first ever Turkish Airlines model, and really nice to have this airline because they do fly to San Francisco, and Turkish Airlines is actually a very special airline for me because of like what happened in Seattle that I'll talk about later down the road, but we'll get reviewing with the box. So you got your GeminiJets logo right there, made for collectors by collectors. You got the CGI image of the aircraft right there. Boeing 787-9 tiles right there. Turkish Airlines logo, 1/4 scale diecast mall aircraft. 1/4 scale diecast mall aircraft. There we go. Ooh, that took a while. And here's the sides, pretty normal. And here's the back side of the box right there. You got the aircraft taken off with all the cirrus clouds, as well as the guest features right there. Debatable. Their social media pages, their Boeing license, the Boeing license product, and the 2021 copyright label right there. And this is part of their September 2021 set. So I should pretty much complete all my wish list for the Gemini September 2021 set. I already have the third release Southwest Max 8, the second release Hawaiian A321neo, and I have this, the Turkish Dreamliner. And let's look at the item number right there. So the item number is GJTHY 2018. So once again, really nice to have another international airline into my collection and a Turkish Airlines model for the very first time. And here we go with the opening of the pamphlet. So let's see that model inside. And here we go. And there she is right there, looking pretty nice. And here's the description of the 787-9. And you can pause and read. And here we go. Now, this is also my second GeminiJets 787 from them. Well, this is my second 787 model from GeminiJets, and this is actually my first ever Boeing 787 GeminiJets model that is in the JC Wings mold. So I'm eager to see on what the JC Wings mold looks like. I know I've seen some videos about this model already, so I'm eager to see it for myself. And there she is right there, looking pretty nice. Let's take out that cradle and the plastic paper. And if I can try to take her out. Wow. Look at her right there. And as you can see, yes, the wing is a two-piece, which I do like. Let's just hope that the wings are intact. Oop, kind of heard some chipping noises, but we are intact. And take a look at her right there. Wow. Looking pretty right there. And let me set down my tripod to give you guys a closer look at her. And there she is right there, looking very beautiful. And there she is, everybody, my GeminiJets 1/4 scale Turkish Airlines Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner. Wow, she looks very amazing right there, I gotta say. And GeminiJets did a very amazing job on this model, and I'm just so fortunate enough to have it. So, first we're gonna start with the front. So, let me get my trusty pencil. And you got your cockpit windows right there, and your outline of the radome looking very nice. No shape, yeah, it kind of looks okay. I think it might be different compared to their old mold, but I think it's somewhat turned a lot more better. Yeah, I think this is a much more better mold than their older 787 mold, which I do like. So you got the pitot tubes and stack ports right there. You got your nose gear and nose gear door. You got the Star Alliance logo. There's your L1 boarding door right there. And moving on to this side of the aircraft, you got your Turkish Airlines logo right there. Over here, on this side, from here to here, close to the L2 boarding door, you got business class. So this is Turkish Airlines' business class products right there. And then from the middle, you got from here all the way to the very end, that's all economy classes. So that's how Turkish Airlines arranged their seats on their 787-9s. And you got your top antenna right there and your Wi-Fi dome right there. Then you got your Turkish flag right there, or Turkiye, as how they would like to pronounce it. I think they're now renaming the country Turkey into Turkiye, because that's what I heard. So yeah, I think this would soon be Turkish Airlines. I don't know the full name of Turkish Airlines, but they're going to be renaming the airline soon due to the country name change. So yeah, that's that. There's your GEnx engines right there, looking very nice. All the amazing detail for the wings. Speaking of wings, here are the wing details right there. So you got the leading edge with the slats and the trailing edge with the flaps, and you got your fairings and spoilers right there. No emergency exit indicators, which is kind of typical on a 787, because I don't think a 787 would have those. And then moving on to this side right there, you got the L3 door. You got the some symbol, which I'm not sure what this represents for something. I'm not sure what this kind of represents on this livery, but I think it may have to do something with Turkey if I were to guess, but maybe. And now you got your L4 door right there, looking pretty nice. You got the Boeing 787-9 tiles right there, your back antennas, your Dreamliner logo, and the aircraft registration, which is Tango Charlie Lima Lima Oscar. And I did see this aircraft at Seattle Tacoma International Airport, and Turkish Airlines was actually still new to like Seattle around that time. I took that photo on June 1, and it was on an overcast day, but I do like that photo, and this was on Finnair's inaugural flight, by the way. And quite surprised, because like I saw a Turkish Dreamliner. I was like, oh nice, Turkish Dreamliner. So I still want to catch that because they're still new. But what I didn't catch was that registration, Tango Charlie Lima Lima Oscar. I was so surprised when I saw this registration, because when I saw that registration, holy crap, that's the exact model that GeminiJets did. So lucky to have that photo right there, I gotta say. And now moving on to the very back side, you got the APU and the horizontal stabilizers and the Turkish Airlines tail, looking very nice. Now we move on to the starboard side of the aircraft. So here's the starboard side with your cargo door right there. That's your front cargo door, and the back cargo door should be right there. Which I gotta say, they're perfectly seen from this side when I'm recording, which is really nice. Kind of like somewhat a lot better. I think it's mostly like that under like wide planes, but this is actually more. I can see these more in detail, which is pretty nice. Now for a top view of the aircraft, so here's the top view right there, looking pretty nice with all the amazing detail right there. Here's the bottom side of the aircraft. You got the Turkish Airlines logo right there, and there's your rat turbine right there, and your GeminiJets logo all the way over there. Once again, this is a two-piece, much better than the old 787 mold, which is a one-piece. And moving on to the very front, hang on. There we go. So here's the front of the aircraft, and look at that. Well, I think that's not much of wing flex right there. So really nice that GeminiJets is now using this mold now. Look at that. I don't think that's wing flex if I can look in my eyes. Yeah, that's not even wing flex. So how about that? Looking very sharp right there, GeminiJets. Love it. And here's the back side of the aircraft with amazing horizontal stabilizers, which I gotta say, they're perfectly level. So yeah, so that is the Turkish Dreamliner right there. Really nice aircraft to add to my collection, and the reason why I want to get this model is because I was actually there in Seattle Tacoma International Airport when Turkish Airlines arrived for the first time back in late May. And yeah, really nice to see Turkish's Dreamliners. And yeah, they were using the Dreamliners the first time when they operated. There was no like full-on inaugural ceremonies. There was only like an inaugural ceremony in like mid-June when they brought their 777s in. But I think what Turkish Airlines is going to be doing, if I were to guess, I think they're going to be utilizing the 777 and the 787s for their Istanbul to Seattle routes. So I personally like the Dreamliner a lot more, because like never seen a Turkish Dreamliner, and I gotta say, seeing one is absolutely nice. I love the livery on their Dreamliners, and yeah, really nice to have this one in 1/4 scale, and it will be perfect for my international collection, like I said. And now let's move on to our very final model. Yep, our final model for today's unboxing. And to finish off master unboxing number 7, we have this banger right here. And that is the NG Models 1/4 scale Western Global Boeing 747-400F. Man, I'm really excited to have this model. This is my first Boeing 747-400 aircraft into my collection. And man, I'm not sure if this is going to be my biggest model into my collection, I would say, because it's a 747, that aircraft is huge. So, once again, I'm really excited to have this. And yeah, let's get started with the box review. So you got your GeminiJets logo right there, made for collectors by collectors. You got the CGI image of the aircraft right there, Boeing 747-400F. Western Global tiles right there. 1/4 scale die-cast model aircraft, looking pretty nice. Here is the sides. I know it's kind of like hard to like go through the sides, but they're just pretty much the same at this point. And here's the aircraft taking off right there, looking pretty nice with all the Cirrus clouds, as well as the guest features right there, highly debatable. Their social media pages, the Boeing licensed product, and the 2021 GeminiJets copyright label right there, looking nice. Really love the back art, really nice right there. And the item number of this model is GJWGN 2015. Once again, nice to have another Boeing 747 into my collection, and the 747-400F. And man, she is gonna look amazing. And here we go, everybody. Man, I'm excited to see this model into my collection. I'm ready to see this model in person. And what are we waiting for? Let's open up that pamphlet. And I gotta say, it's a very huge box, I gotta say. But pamphlet time. Wow, there she is right there. Wow, holy crap. And I'm assuming this can be the JC wings mold of the 747-400F because I've seen a flaps down version of this aircraft, so that's what I'm assuming. But you got the Boeing 747 tiles right there, and you can pause and read whatever you like. And here we go, everybody. Man, I'm excited. Final model, it's a banger, and let's see if that model is intact. Wow, take a look at that. Ooh. Yes, sir. There she is. Come on and get that. Get the queen out of there. Wow. Oh my god. Wow. Okay, wing's good. Oop, better watch out for the engines. That wing is good. Horizontal stabilizers, are they good? They are good. And what a way to finish off the massive unboxing right here with this model. Wow. Take a look at her right there, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. My goodness, what a beauty that is, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. So fortunate to have this model into my collection, and it's just perfect for my cargo fleet. And there she is in all of her glory right there, ladies and gentlemen. The GeminiJets 1/400 scale Western Global Boeing 747-400F. Well, technically this is not an F, this is actually a BCF. Boeing converted freighter, and I'll go into further details on why this is a BCF, but really nice to have this beautiful model into my collection, and man, it is so beautiful right there. Wow, take a look at that. Take a look at her right there. Now let's get started with the front of the aircraft. So you got that nose, that iconic nose right there, and you got the cockpit windows right there, which are placed on top of the aircraft. This is the second area, like the second floor of the aircraft. That's the upper deck, and I think this is like an emergency exit hatch right there, if I were to guess, because like it shows like this outline, and it's just close to the cockpit. And you got your nose gear and nose gear door right there, looking pretty nice. Here's your L1 door. I think this is like an L1 door. Well, technically it is. And there's your emergency exit door right there. That's for like the upper deck. And you can tell why this is a BCF is because these are the windows right there. These are the outline of the windows, because this aircraft used to operate as a passenger aircraft. So it's since then been converted into a freighter aircraft, which continues to serve with Western Global Airlines as of today. So looking pretty nice right there. Here's the middle side of the aircraft. So you got your top antenna right there. You got the big Western Global titles. I know they can't be like seen, but let me try to zoom it out. There we go. So you can see the Western Global tiles right there more clearly. Looking pretty nice right there. And of course you got that iconic hump. Really iconic for the Boeing 747. That iconic hump right there. Wow. The Boeing 747 is an amazing aircraft, and it is so unfortunate that they stopped production of this aircraft, and it is sad. The Queen of the Skies will continue to live on, I would say. Well, of course, like their last aircraft just rolled out of the factory, but the 747 will continue flying for many years to come. Anyways, moving on to the middle side of the aircraft, you got the middle side right there, looking pretty nice. These are your CF6 engines, yeah. There's CF6 engines right there, looking pretty nice. Now, if I could try to like... Yeah, some of these engines may seem to appear slanted downwards, but overall, not here to complain. It's a 747, what can I do about it? There's your winglet right there, and there's your other winglet right there, looking pretty nice. Moving on to this side of the aircraft, you got the Wi-Fi dome right there. Well, is that a Wi-Fi dome? I'm assuming that can be like a Wi-Fi dome or something. And then there's your back antenna right there. There's your cargo door, looking very nice and well detailed as well. And moving on to the far back of the aircraft, you got your L2 door right there. And the aircraft registration, November 344 Kilo Delta, which is... Yes, I did saw this aircraft at McClellan Airfield. And it was on a summer day, and really nice. It was a nice photo, I gotta say. I think that photo... Yeah, really like that photo. It was just sitting at like the ramp, and yeah, I did manage to like go to McClellan to see this aircraft because man, it's a 747. What can I do? I want to see this aircraft. I want to see the Queen of the Skies, and it's always eye-catching to see that Boeing 747. So once again, really fortunate to see this exact aircraft and this exact registration at Sacramento McClellan back in July of this year. So really nice. And over here you got the APU right there, and the horizontal stabilizers, and the Western Global tail. Looking very nice, and love the coloring, I gotta say. Now moving on to the starboard side of the aircraft. So here's the starboard side, quite different compared to like the port side, but you got the front cargo door right there, and here are the other GE CF6 engines right there. And I think if this could be like the number 4 engine, I'm not sure, or this could be the number 2 engine, I'm not sure, maybe number 3, but that engine appears to be slanted downwards. And moving on to this side, you got the back cargo door right there. And I think there's 2 if I were to guess. So overall, what a beautiful model, and once again, what a model to finish off Massive Unboxing 7. This model is amazing. And now for a top view of the aircraft, so let me try to like use both hands. So here's the top view of the aircraft right there, looking very nice and well detailed as well, with all the beacon lights and that black thing, which I still don't know what that thing is. Oh, I forgot to show you guys some wing details. So here's the wing details right there. Love the dark gray thing that's added to like the 747. I think that's a nice feature for this aircraft. Anyways, you got the slats right there and your flaps and the spoilers and fairings. Moving on to the bottom side of the aircraft, you got your standing hole right there, and there's your main landing gear right there. And of course, you got the one in the wings and one in the fuselage. And there's your stand hole right there, and your GeminiJets logo right there. Moving on to the front side of the aircraft, here's the front side. Look at that wing flex, that's ground flex right there, which I do love from this model. It's the JC wings mold, which I do like. And here's the back side of the aircraft with perfectly leveled horizontal stabilizers. Looking very sharp. Well, it kind of appears they kind of seem a bit too high, but overall I'm not complaining. They still look nice. So once again, a beautiful model by GeminiJets right here, and they did an absolute amazing job with this model. Man, what an unboxing. I unboxed a lot of models today, I gotta say. So, with that being said, let's line up, well, we're gonna first line up all my models from PandaFox, and then we're gonna move on to all the models. So let's line up all my 2 models from PandaFox, and then move on to the big one. Heavy meets heavy right here, folks. We got my Turkish Airlines Dreamliner right there, and my Western Global 747F looking very sharp. Both of these models from GeminiJets are amazing to add to my collection, and once again, PandaFox Toys, absolute amazing job on the shipping and all that. These models came in perfect condition, and I'm so fortunate enough to add them into my collection. Wow, amazing models right there. And now let's move on to the conclusion of this video and line up all my models in this unboxing. And take a look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, look at that lineup right there. These are all my models from Massive Unboxing 7 that I've unboxed. Man, what a beautiful layout that is. We got all the heavies and the main lines. Wow, looking pretty nice. So I counted up all the models, and the total comes at 15 models. 15 models, yes, you heard me right, 15 models. That's more than like Mass Unboxing 3 or like 6. Man, 15 models in today's video, wow. Now that, I gotta say, is a lot of models I unboxed right there. So, really interesting right there. So, let me give you guys a rundown to recap on what models I got. So, we'll start here from the main line. So, we'll start off here with my Southwest Airlines 737-700 in the Colorado 1 livery. Really nice to have another state livery added to my collection. Next up, we have the United Airlines 737-900ER in the Eco Skies livery, looking very nice. Another perfect model to add to my United collection. Here we have the absolutely beautiful Alaska 737-800 in the Star Wars livery. Sorry if I talk too fast sometimes, but this is a perfect model to add to my Alaska collection, and it's just a perfect model by NG, one of my favorites. Here we have 2 of the Delta Airbus A220-100s from GeminiJets in their November 2022 set. Really nice to add these models to my Delta fleet, and they are perfect for my models as well, and my Delta fleet. Here we have the Alaska 737-700s from NG models. One is the passenger variant, and one is the cargo variant, looking very nice, and NG did a fantastic job on these models right here. Here we have the Alaska Airbus A321neo in the More to Love livery, my replacement model, which unfortunately had that broken nose gear. Now, if I can try to like actually glue this back, because I did manage to put the nose gear back into like where the part broken off, so I could try super gluing that way I don't have to like get another replacement for the third time. But overall, if I can try to like do that, then no need for a replacement again. So I'll only sell that, only the one with the loose wing. So if I manage to like fix that, then I'll just only sell the one with the loose wing. Anyways, looking very nice right there. Moving on to the heavies, so we'll start here with the AmeriJet Boeing 767-300ER BDSF. Perfect to add to my small plane collection and my freighter variant, well, freighter lineup in that case. Here we have the KLM 787-10, another perfect model to add to my collection, and another KLM model to add to my collection, and a regular one as well. So looking pretty nice right there. NG did a fantastic job on that one. What NG also did a fantastic job on is this Lufthansa 787-9 Dreamliner. I think NG did an excellent job on this model right there as well. And fortunate enough to have a Lufthansa Dreamliner into my collection. Next up, we have the Air Tahiti Nui Boeing 787-9 right there. Another stellar model by NG Models right there. And yeah, so what a beautiful model. NG killed it on this model, and this is in the September 2022 format, well, releases. And probably one of my favorites, I gotta say. Here we have the Qatar Airways Boeing 777-300ER, also by NG Models. I think NG Models did a stellar job on this model right here, and really nice to have a Middle Eastern airline added to my collection. Here's my Turkish Airlines 787-9 Dreamliner as well. Got a lot of Dreamliners, I gotta say. 4 Dreamliners in this unboxing, that's interesting. So this is actually made by GeminiJets, and it's another good model by GeminiJets, and nice to have the JC Wings version of this one, and it looks very fantastic. And to round it all off, we have the Western Global Boeing 747-400 BCF. A stellar job well done by GeminiJets right here, and glad they used the JC Wings mold on this model, and man, she looks amazing. All hail the queen. And to pretty much top it all off, we have my 5 narrow-body jet bridges. Nothing too special, they're just jet bridges, and yeah, part of my Roseville Airport. And yeah, so what a lineup that is. Really nice to have all these models. If I can try to put it back. There we go. So yeah, wow. A lot of models in today's unboxing, like I said. And yeah, what a way to finish off the year with 15 models in this massive unboxing. Man, I don't think I've never unboxed that many models before, so really interesting. There's more to come in the near future, hopefully. But it really depends on my budget, because like I don't want to be spending too much all because of models, because I gotta like save on money for some other stuff, maybe like a flight simulator if I were to guess. But overall, I can still buy some models. I mean, like not too much, probably some like buy one model and then buy another one the next month. But yeah, but overall, I'm liking this collection so far. You can expect to see some of these in airport updates, and overall, they're just perfect for my collection. So yeah, I guess that is it for this video. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and turn on that post notification bell so you won't miss a video like this anytime soon. And if you guys want to see more of my massive unboxings, then you can click on the card that's going to appear on your screen, and you can check out all my massive unboxings right there. And don't forget to check out my model plane content as well. So you can also click on that card, and you can check out all my model plane stuff from there. So yeah, I guess that is it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Anyways, good night.